How long we known each other, Ken? I ever break a promise to you? I will put you in the driver's seat at Le Mans. If you just shut your mouth and let me do my thing. All right. Come here.
Morning, Shelby.
Morning, Molly.
Up yours.
I'll go to hell.
And that's it, folks. Ferrari wins the 24 Hours of Le Mans for the 5th consecutive year.
Mr. Ford, Ferrari has a message for you, sir.
What did he say?
He said Ford makes ugly little cars in ugly factories. And, he called you fat, sir. We're gonna bury Ferrari.
All right, folks, welcome to the Watch It With Us podcast. We're your hosts.
Hey guys, Ryan here.
What's up, guys? It's Nick.
Hello, friends. It's Matt.
So, we're doing something different this week. We have a special edition of the podcast where we do a challenge, and since this was Matt's idea, why don't you explain it, Matt?
All right, so this is based off of a personal story from something stupid that happened to me once. Is a friend of mine. I was talking to a friend of mine, and I made a reference to Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and she thought that I had actually seen the show, and it kind of just evolved to a point in which I'm in too deep. I can't say that I've never actually seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but she firmly believes that I have. So the idea behind this is basically we're tasked with one movie. All of us watching one movie, but 3 of us have seen it, and 1 of us hasn't. And the trick is to figure out which one of us hasn't actually seen it.
And we're doing Ford versus Ferrari.
Oh yeah, we're doing
How
Ford
fitting.
versus Ferrari, a 2019 film starring Matt Damon and Christian Bale.
Yes. So, one of us hasn't seen it, the other 3 saw it, so the way we're going to determine is we're going to vote on it at the end. And
we're gonna. Yeah, I forgot about that part.
But, no, it's okay. We're still explaining. But before we do that, we're going to talk about it, just to get clues and everything, and do just a general review of it. So, why don't we start? I'll just give the synopsis of the movie, or just off the Wikipedia thing, because I'm an idiot. Let's read off of it.
Sounds good.
So, Ford v. Ferrari obviously came out last year, and it's an American sports drama film directed by James Mangold and written by Jez Butterworth and John Henry Butterworth and Jason Keller. So the reason why they have a lot of different writers is a ton of people tried to get this movie created. Each person wrote a different version
down
of the
from
script.
studio to studio.
Yeah. And so it's about Carroll Shelby and Ken Miles. So which is a lot of the history people are familiar with, but in case if you're not. So Carroll Shelby is retired at this point, and Ford wants to compete with Ferrari because Ferrari kind of screwed him over and sold themselves to Fiat and used Ford as leverage for that. So they want to build a race car and race it in France. And so then you have Carroll Shelby overseeing it, and then Carroll Shelby, who's friends with Ken Miles, who wants Ken Miles to be the driver. And Ken Miles is played by Christian Bale. Carroll Shelby is played by Matt Damon. And Christian Bale does a pretty cool accent. His British accent was pretty good.
Spot on.
I couldn't tell.
Damon.
Mert Derman.
Mert Derman. Not Damon.
So
if you don't mind, is it right if I ask the first question?
sure, yeah, go ahead.
I was just wondering, what's everybody's favorite scene in the movie? You know?
Oh wow, such a creative question. Well, I would say
I like the part where the car go vroom.
So
Lots of clapping.
So for me, it would be when Ken Miles finally passes the 21st Ferrari car, which is obviously driven by that Italian dude. I can't remember his name. But yeah, it had to been because the music during that was really awesome. Like I really love that music. Just like racing movies, especially American racing movies, I don't know, I love that.
You like that thrill that
you
get from the music.
I like that thrill, yeah, and I just like when Americans like, and this had such a part of the theme about this movie was obviously post World War II, and Italy was one of our enemies, so it's nice to see that in a peaceful way. In a peaceful way, America can prevail.
They became our allies at the end of the war, but that's a different thing.
Yeah, but
they had like the sudden midstream reversal, kind of like what happened in World
War
War.
Also, they overthrew Mussolini, but we're getting off topic here.
Yeah, the
My
movie
favorite
discussion is. Oh yeah, sorry. First, I was trying to make a joke, but it's okay.
Oh no, you good. Say your joke. Say your joke.
Oh no, I was gonna say it's kind of an inevitability. Every discussion turns into World War II. So we started out reviewing Ford versus Ferrari. In the end, we were talking about whether or not the Battle of the Bulge was a successful German offensive.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of which, that actually relates to not my favorite scene in the film, but one of my favorite lines in the film, where it goes where the head of Ford was like, this ain't the first time Ford has been to a war, and he's like, well, sure as hell do go to war again, which I thought was a dope line. But my favorite of the
it was cool, but when so Henry Ford II in this movie is supposed to be like. He's supposed to represent like the old school American businessman. He's all about production, cranking things out fast, and just doing it the American way. So during that scene where Carol Shelby drives him in that car that they were building, that was so funny. He like pees his pants.
I love that.
Oh yeah,
but here's like when I first saw the trailer for this movie though, I thought he was like crying like a child, but then it turns into him crying because he's just celebrating the fact that so much progress has been made and how much and how fast the car went. It was actually turns into like a very beautiful scene in my opinion.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
But my favorite scene was was especially towards like the end where this shouldn't be a spoiler for this is gonna be a spoiler for one person in the room, but that whole after all the Ferrari cars are gone and it's that last shot and you have what's Christian Bale's character's name again? Is
Ken Miles.
Ken Miles. Just driving, and he gets the order hey, you don't have to do the photo if you don't want to, but he decides to do it anyway because he's finally working together as a team. But then he ends up getting screwed over out of first place because of it. But it shows in a sense kind of character development because we see Ken Miles go through I'm a solo guy, all this stuff to I'm accepting I'm part of a team. I'm doing something bigger than myself here.
Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed his character arc.
Yeah.
It was just going from kind of he was a little hot-headed when it came to racing. He was a great father and great husband, even though they had that funny argument where his wife was driving him fast. But he had a good character. He had a good arc throughout this film. It was really cool to see him let everyone catch up, let the other four drivers catch up. It was really a good moment for the film, for his character.
Also, this film in a sense kind of reminded me of the space race a little bit with NASA. They were just testing different cars, and they were testing rocket ships. So eventually one of them worked.
The space age. Yeah, I'm really pissed off at... I know it's based on a true story, but I'm really pissed off at God for killing off Miles in the end. Kind of a shitty ending for a character.
Yeah, it was sad.
It was really sad. It was out of nowhere, too.
Yeah, I have some major complaints for the writers of that season of Earth.
Go yell in the writers' room.
I mean,
call them out on Twitter.
I wasn't too I'm somewhat I like cars. I would consider myself somewhat of a car lover, but I kind of knew the story of Shelby and Ken Miles, and I knew that Ken Miles he died in a car driving, but I didn't realize I didn't know how it happened, and his son was there, and his son was also a driver too when he grew up. But yeah, it was very sad. Because especially when when they were doing that, when they're testing out at the airport, like in the middle of the film, like the second act, like they were, like, and it caught on fire. Like that shocked me because I was like, how the fuck do people survive that? But I guess at that, like, even then, like they had some like security measures in place, like they had like the fireproof suits and things like that.
I mean, humans are pretty fucking durable.
Mm-hmm.
I want
To
to know.
some extent.
See, I think I want to know how they shot the scenes at LAX. Like, did they? Because I know that in California, I think it's in the 30-mile zone. There's like Alameda Naval Base, and that has like abandoned runways and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, behind the scenes for like this entire film will be dope.
I actually, I was clicking through some of that before we started the podcast. But like they used real cars in a lot of those scenes. Very little with CG, which is really fucking remarkable.
Why would you want to resort to CG for a movie like this?
I don't know. Lots of practical effects too.
And for the more violent stuff, but like, come on now, this is.
I mean, they are antiques, so it's kind of like driving around.
I could see if they were going for like a more difficult shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if something.
Oh,
especially for the crashes.
It was definitely amplified, but there were some real crashes. Oh wow! I'm actually watching the video right now. That one of the crashes from this film is in it, and it's just real. They really did it. They really drove a chassis. Like, oh, that's wild.
So Nick, what's your favorite scene?
Yeah, I was about to ask.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, geez, you guys gonna like focus on me now because I have a favorite scene too.
Yeah, I was gonna say you've been a little in the corner.
Quiet. Well, I always am that, so you don't have to question that. I'm always quiet. Why you gotta question that? Like, honestly.
One of us is a goddamn
anyways,
liar.
Getting kind of defensive there, Nick.
Okay. What did you think about Lee Iacocca's character and portrayal of Lee Iacocca? John Bernthal, one of my favorite actors. Easily one of the coolest actors in Hollywood.
I didn't say my favorite scene, you motherfucker.
Yeah, tell him the favorite scene.
Jesus Christ.
He's Googling
Cutting me off
as we speak.
No, so I feel like obviously this was like another spoiler, but definitely like at least for me, like kind of a nice touching bring around or like wrap around, or I don't even know how to. That sounds wrong. Circle back, we'll say. Oh, the way it circled back, like when obviously after Miles is dead, like half a year later or however long it was, when Shelby visits the widow and also the son and hands the son the wrench that Miles had thrown. Like, I thought that was a really nice, like sort of touching thing to kind of happen. Because obviously,
you mean that scene that's listed in Wikipedia, like literally right before the very end of the article?
No,
I have it open.
Is it there? Like literally, is it
It
actually
literally
there?
is the second to
Oh
last.
my god!
Sentence.
Well, dude, like I literally.
Nick has found his way into more of a hot seat.
Yeah, of course. But
I wonder if I wonder
I
if
really
Nick,
haven't. Like, I honestly like. I honestly like that scene. Like,
I know. It is a really touching scene, and it's an impactful part of the movie.
It's true too. I think
the way you phrased it.
The whole story about the
Also-
wrench is true. Also, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, as they say, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
That's
Exactly.
Shit, what movie is that from?
Dodgeball.
Oh God, wow. I'm not cultured. I've never actually seen a movie in my life.
So,
Me neither.
so you know what's like actually like interesting just in general. Like there aren't really like good racing movies anymore. Like they don't really make
Cars
them.
2, objection.
I'm saying like live action. Like they don't make like good racing movies anymore. But this was a good one. Like this is like
this was almost something like a period piece practically, like straight out of the 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, the last good racing movie, I think, was the pod racing scene from Star Wars Episode 1. Hot take
Accurate.
right here. No, actually, no, scratch that. Speed Racer from the Wachowskis.
Yeah. I like racing movies.
I
like obviously you need to balance out the racing with like a good story.
Oh yeah.
And like this film had a great balance of everything.
Well, I think the thing is that a lot of sports movies, and racing is a sport as far as I'm concerned, sports movies like tend to get wrapped up in the game, the thing itself, and it doesn't really have cross-sectional appeal to people that are You know, like people just want to see a movie that's like cool and exciting, don't really know or care about like the complexities or deeper nuances of things like that. But I thought this movie actually had a really good balance of both of those. Like, me, who knows jack shit about literally the entirety of my knowledge of racing comes from watching Cars once many years ago. But I thought this was actually a really good balance struck between those two.
And it was cool to see, like, just, like, the racing in, like, the 60s.
Oh, yeah. The aesthetic on this was beautiful. I love pieces that can just take you back in time like that.
Yeah, it did such a good job, like, of, like,
I mean,
60s
the details
America.
are just chef's kiss.
So another thing I want to talk about was the fight scene. That was fucking hilarious.
Yes.
That was so fucking funny. Oh my god.
You want to talk more about
the wife?
scene?
I will, yeah.
Good.
And his wife just washing them. Like the trash can. That was funny. That was good. Wasn't very long, but it was good.
I thought the scene at the zoo was a little weird.
What? Try to throw us a curveball?
Try to play you curveball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say.
It looks like I memorized the plot summary very well. I'm like, what's zoo scene? I don't remember reading.
Yeah, the scene where they went to space too to fight aliens was just
I thought that was
completely
a
out of
little
nowhere.
off-color, like racing the aliens. Like that was the only answer was to build the
To stop
GT40 Mark 1.
Stop that big.
Yeah,
purple
Matt
guy with
Damon
the
had
fancy
a-
gloves,
Oh,
yeah.
Matt Damon had to survive on Mars
racing
again.
movies, we completely forgot about Fast and the Furious franchise.
No,
that's a thing. That's right.
yeah, no, I was gonna bring that up, but like they haven't, like there are more recent ones that aren't really true racing ones. The first three, like the ones with Vin Diesel, and then the Tokyo Drift one and the Tyrese Gibson. Like I love those.
I'm not too sure.
It was like the first three, like back in the early 2000s. I love those, but that was a long time ago. So like when I was saying like they don't make them. Like they don't make like true racing movies anymore. Like the newer Fast and
Fast and
Furious,
the Furious kind of went from like racing movies to
The Rock
heist
blew shit up.
movies?
Yeah, it became a heist movie, like over the top heist movies.
Which is also good. Don't get me wrong, but it's not a race movie. Like
Yeah, they're not really. I mean, they're
it's
fine.
goofy
They're
fun.
entertaining. They're fun, but
Yeah. I'm not
They're,
mad.
like,
I'm just
They're
yeah.
a film you turn your brain off to. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the originals were like a big part of my childhood because like my brother and I played like a lot of racing games like Midnight Club. What are some other ones? Like the Gran Turismo, like those games. Need for Speed. Like we played all those games growing up. They were fun. But yeah, they don't make them like that anymore.
Yeah, I thought this was a very good callback. I like this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure there are other things. I'm trying to remember. I think I took some notes.
I like the part where the car go vroom.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? What do you think the significance of the whole 7,000 RPM monologue was like repeated through? Like, what do you think the significance of that was?
Well,
I'm curious
I
what you think.
just think it wasn't really done. Like it was so like far fetched to think that you can sustain going 7,000 RPMs for that long, especially for like a lap. Like, because like, even going for a straightaway, it was like an insane feat. But then he was going for laps, and that one like fucking dude, I forget his name. What was his name? The guy who got put in charge of everything.
Yeah, the super douchey guy, right?
So he was so butthurt for whatever reason. Like, why didn't you just go on their side?
Yeah, like honestly, in retrospect, like the photo's cool, but like winning the races would be a hell of a lot cooler.
Yeah, and they didn't even give Ken Miles a fucking win. They gave it to the other guy, one of the other dudes.
Yeah, that's a little bullshit. But like at least he got into the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
Which is good.
Oh, and like just they did such a good job of like just portraying like how going like 200 miles per hour is just mentally like insane. Just like you can't. It just feels. It doesn't feel real. Like, that was really cool that they emphasized. A lot of recent movies don't really do that. But since
Yeah,
it's...
it focused a lot more on the human end of things, which I think I liked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you guys ready to
Vote?
see who watched it or not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm definitely. We got our voting thing ready to go.
Yeah, so...
How do we do that? Do we
So
just
what-
say it?
So,
I love
no.
democracy.
So here's what we're going to do. Go into the text channel on Discord, the general one.
Yep.
And I'll count out from 3, 2, 1. And you can all have your stuff
Okay.
pre-typed. So you can pre-type your guess.
All right, I'm pretty.
So not the. Oh, okay.
And
I
then
was gonna say it.
and I'll be like
Alright,
3,
mine's
2,
ready to
1,
go.
and then enter.
Okay.
So I'll wait till everyone's ready.
Yeah,
I'm not ready.
I'm ready to go. I have my vote. I'm so sorry for who I'm voting for. My apologies.
It's alright.
I'm
guys
changing.
ready?
Sure, I'm totally
No,
wrong.
hold up.
I'm changing my vote.
Okay.
Alright, is everyone ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
Yep.
Alright,
Count to 3.
3, 2, 1, vote.
Go.
What? God dang it.
It was Nick.
Yeah, it was.
Was it actually?
Hey!
Oh my god!
Wait,
yes!
Nick!
We did it!
I thought it was Matt. For some
Really?
reason.
What made you think it was me?
Oh, no,
I
knew it was
thought you're smart enough to trick us.
You know, I was typing Matt as well, and then like.
Yeah,
I'm like,
if-
you know what, man?
boys,
I
If you
can't-
did, it
I
would have been
can't-
interesting.
I'm like, I can't bullshit these people, so I just. Was
I
like,
mean, I
Yeah.
might be the original bullshitter, but the guy that the reason why I wound up in this situation is because of me. But I'm an honest man, I swear.
Me too.
Yeah, it was fun.
That
I
was
like-
I think we should. I think we should definitely do this again sometime. This was pretty fun.
Yeah, we just gotta pick a movie that all 4 of us haven't seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll definitely talk about it more. I think there's
I'm
like a
looking forward
Tarantino film that all of us haven't seen. I know Rob, Nick, and me haven't seen.
There's actually a bunch I haven't seen, actually, unfortunately.
I've seen all of them for the most part. Yeah, I've actually seen all of them, yeah.
Wait, I thought we said we didn't see one.
No, I've seen all of them. I've seen Django. The only one like I really want to rewatch is Django Unchained.
Yeah, I want
That
to
would
see
be
that
fun.
movie too.
I've never seen it, but it looks like fun.
Me neither.
I thought there was a movie that you didn't see.
No, I've seen
I
all of
did?
it. He's the only director where I've seen all of his films.
I could have swore. There was one.
Oh,
That's
dear.
you.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you. I'm already #blessed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we gotta figure out a movie we haven't actually seen yet. Jeez.
We could just talk about this later.
Oh yeah. But I mean, I thought it was a
Jackie
great
Brown?
movie. I think
Was that a
it
movie you
was-
didn't see, Rob?
What movie?
Jackie Brown, wasn't that one?
I've seen Jackie Brown like 2 times.
Oh, you did see it. Okay.
Yeah, I was the one who said like it's a hangout movie.
Oh, okay. I was confused. Okay, cool.
I mean, what I could do is, you all give me a list of all the Quentin Tarantino films you haven't seen. I'll pick one, and I'll be the one. Like, we'll do this again, but I'll pick the one who
Oh, that's a good idea.
who hasn't seen her. Yeah, so that way we have a moderator.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
I mean,
I've only seen-
either format's good though. Either format works.
I have only ever seen in full one Tarantino film.
Same.
So, Kill Bill.
Damn. Well, Kill Bill counts. Both
It-
movies count as one movie. So,
Yeah. Well, I've seen Kill Bill Volume 1. That's it. So I've seen half
parts
of
of it as
Tarantino
well.
so you've
film,
seen half of
technically.
Kill Bill. Okay.
Well, yeah. So I'm open to whatever the heck we pick. It's a great excuse to sit down and
me
watch it.
too.
I also have seen like half of Pulp Fiction, but kind of like
Same.
across
For me, like-
a long period
like-
of time.
The scenes I've seen were like the iconic moments, like with the needle and shit like that.
Well, the whole movie's iconic, really.
You know, yeah. So
All right.
We'll talk. We'll talk about this after. the
Yeah,
podcast.
we'll talk about this after.
We'll figure this out. But
yeah.
So
This was
you
really
guys
fun.
wanna give? Yeah,
overall
you guys
ratings, yeah.
Ratings, sure. Okay.
I'm gonna give it about 8 out of
I'll
10
give it-
for now.
I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 too.
I'm gonna give it a solid 7.5 out of 10 and be a little different. I'm not a huge sports movie guy, but I do like cars, and that definitely hit home for me. So I'd recommend it. I thought it was pretty good. It's definitely something that I think anyone can find something in this movie to like actually like. Whether it's the cinematography, the set design, the acting, the casting, the characters, the story, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
So
it's just a simple like even if you're into cars or not, it makes it so easy to kind of root for the main characters because you want them to see. They seem like they're obviously flawed characters, but they're easy to root for.
Yeah, and I think that's really what made this a really good movie. Is the human element. So would recommend it absolutely.
Sam would recommend it too. Fantastic editing. That's something I just really want to point out.
Oh yeah. I mean, I love when movies make a world and you can just drift away into it. That's when you know you're telling a great story.
Is the pun intended on this one?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay, good.
Well, I think that's going to do it. Thank you guys for watching this video. Definitely subscribe for more of these. We definitely plan on doing this. This was a lot of fun. And
thank you guys for dropping by.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. We're glad you came.
And
Absolutely.
And we're going to be back next week with a movie to watch, possibly a Tarantino movie. So, yeah.
Sounds good.
See you guys later.
All right, see you guys. See ya.
See ya.